Syracuse, Notre Dame, a top 25 matchup. And it gets underway right now with the Orange winning the tip. Fair will run the offense for the Orange. Quickly, Rice in. Dishes off to 𝗲𝗲𝗱𝘆. Woolley down low, has the pocket picked by 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗍𝗃. 𝗃𝗃𝗍𝗃 goes racing and can't make the layup quickly.
Notre Dame in their man-to-man defense. 𝗃𝗏𝗏 trying to full out deny on 𝗿𝗃𝗍𝗃𝘆.
Syracuse lineup that has been consistent all year long as another takeaway. Too far of a pass for 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗍𝗃 to try and reach Maddie 𝗀𝗃𝗍𝗆. And we talked about it coming in. We knew it was going to be a track meet between these two. We've already seen it so far.
Exactly, a steal to start, and 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗍𝗃 wide open layup missed, but we expect to see a track meet. It's whoever can rebound the best in this game and protect the three-point line has the advantage.
𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗆, top of the key. Drives in, sees a lane, takes on two. Goes off the iron. Now to Wolf, will push forward. Off to the corner for 𝗃𝗏𝗏 for three. Rattles around, can't go. Into the hands of Rice. Rice will pull it out. Set up. Syracuse team that's tied for first in the ACC currently with UNC. Fair. Can't get it. Loose rebound. Picks it up herself. Brings it back out. 1 second left on the shot clock. Rice at the buzzer. Can't get it. 𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗆 with the rebound, and the first basket goes.
That is one of the things, they are relentless on the offensive glass. One of the things that Coach Jack really takes pride in offensive rebounding, and they do it well.
The Notre Dame lineup has been consistent all year long. Now that they've worked through their injuries, 𝗀𝗃𝗍𝗆 back to consistency. 𝗃𝗏𝗏 back in there consistently as well.
Yeah, we're seeing 𝗃𝗏𝗏 and 𝗀𝗃𝗆 really get back into the flow. 𝗀𝗃𝗆 had to adjust to playing with that face mask, which she's doing very well now. And 𝗃𝗏𝗏 really finding her rhythm and timing on her shot after a significant layoff due to injury.
Ethan charged with the foul. Watson trying to work it into the paint. Big rebound once again for Wood. An unnecessary foul 90 feet away from the basket.
Right, just a little frustrated. I think she went up on that layup thinking that she absorbed some contact on that shot. But look for Syracuse to be extremely physical on the glass tonight.
Fair. Work it around. Kickball called. 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗆𝗃 winning both USBWA National Player of the Week honors as well as the ACC Player of the Week with 22 points versus Pitt. And then program record, like you talked about, Karen, against Florida State. Put together a stellar week last week.
She really did, and she was the catalyst in the two comeback wins. Huge deficits. They were able to overcome two 18-point deficits to beat Clemson and Florida State.
Isom can't get it down, and 𝗃𝗃𝗏𝗆 just once again a little too high for 𝗃𝗏𝗏 to possess the Orange bench.
A little sloppy to start the game for Notre Dame. A little miscommunication on that pass there from 𝗃𝗃𝗏𝗆 to 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗃.
Isom back off to Rice. Rice looking for the high screen to 𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗆. 𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗆 from the elbow. Rolls around into 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗆𝗆's hands. The freshman trying to go coast to coast and gets the basket.
She is so good at taking the contact.
And a quick basket for 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗆. Reading it. Staying up on the man mark against Fair.
Steal and a score.
Rice off to 𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗆. 𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗆, part of the Numerous players that came over with Coach Jack from Buffalo, where she got her start now in her second season here with the Orange.
And Notre Dame looking to just change up the matchups. First possession, Citron was trying to face guard deny Fair. These last couple of possessions, 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 took a turn, as well as 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗆 taking a turn to try to wear Fair down. You've really got to be able to contain her if you want to win this basketball game for Notre Dame.
Fully first in the ACC at free throw percentage, unlike her there to miss one. And it'll go off Watson off a strong play as referees will convene. As they'll switch the call and they'll go the other way.
Replay showed that it did go off Syracuse. 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 just jumped out of bounds with the ball in her hand, so it looks like Notre Dame will take over. Let's see if they can clean up their offense a little bit here with the passing and get a bucket on this possession.
On the top of the key, 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 for the corner three. Can't get it. Now Fair. With the Wolf on her, the transfer from Florida. 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 Fair gets fouled beyond the arc. There'll be 3 free throws coming for Fair.
𝗿𝗏𝗆 did a good job of shadowing Fair, just a little too overzealous there. Hit her on the arm. So 𝗿𝗏𝗆 goes to the bench now to take a breather after that foul call there. Fair at the free throw line, averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds. She is an 87% free throw shooter, so you do not want to foul her if you're Notre Dame.
4th in the ACC.
So a little bit of a revenge game here, Notre Dame. After losing in New York, and for Syracuse, if they could beat Notre Dame twice to prove that they belong in the top of the ACC, they're sitting tied with University of North Carolina at 6-1 in the ACC.
Fair makes them both. They now lead by 2. Syracuse haven't been able to get the job done against the Irish here inside Purcell Pavilion. 0 for 19. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 for 3. Off the iron. Go the other way.
Notre Dame's now picking up in their man-to-man defense. Quick shot by 𝗿𝗏𝗆, missed. Now Notre Dame in man-to-man with Citron guarding Fair, trying to face guard her when she lets go of the ball.
Down low, Rice stuck. Kicks it off to Woolley. 𝗿𝗏𝗆. Fair thought about a 3. Comes back, high ball screen. Rice now. Changes corner. Sort of Woolley pulls it up. 1 second left. Trying for this hook. No good. Rebound there. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 has it rejected. Woolley finds it in her hands and puts it back.
It's 4 offensive boards for Syracuse this early in the game. You got to put a body on someone, especially when Notre Dame is in their man-to-man defense. Each person is responsible for putting a body on those players. They love to crash the glass.
Citron season opening. Gets fouled. Going to the basket. Syracuse leading by 4 here early in the first quarter.
Greatness is a feeling.
Even confetti fell for the Orange early. It was big buckets down low for their post players of 𝗿𝗏𝗆 and Rice getting it down low. They would outscore the Irish 25-16 in the 4th quarter, and it was 𝗿𝗏𝗆 Fair with 3 dagger threes to put it away.
𝗿𝗏𝗆 Fair is the leader of this team, as we've said, and she really did a great job in New York. I think it's going to be a little bit different here on Notre Dame's home floor. And in that game, Niele Ivey was missing one of her best players and leaders, Sonia Citron, and she really gives this team a calming presence when she's out on the floor.
Coach Ivey calls her the glue of this team, keeps them together. You look at the turnovers, shows a little bit of how fast-paced the basketball was and how defensively sound both teams were. Another turnover here, 𝗿𝗏𝗆 trying to pick it up. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 with the Euro, has it blocked off the glass. Rice stuck in the corner, has to try and dish it off, gets Woolley out by the monogram. Raleigh from Brisbane, Australia. One of the two leaders on this team. 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 goes in too hard off the glass, but another big offensive rebound for the Orange. Shot clock violation, though.
Notre Dame's doing a good job of playing defense for the full 30 seconds. They've had numerous almost shot clock violations. Then they just had a shot clock violation on that play. But Notre Dame's got to continue to try to box out. Cannot give up offensive rebounds and second chance points to Syracuse.
I'll go. Picks up the dribble, Watson on the elbow. 𝗀𝗍𝗄𝗃 gets the three. Notre Dame up by one.
Cincinnati, Ohio, McDonald's All-American, as you know.
Part of this great group. Irish rosters, McDonald's All-Americans. Fair. Hitting circles. Perkins gets caught with the happy feet.
Notre Dame's getting so many good looks at the basket. A few of those perimeter jumpers were in and out, rattled around the rim, but very good looks at the bucket and a couple of missed layups. So still a tight game here.
Syracuse with 3 turnovers in the past minute and 35 seconds. Watson. That's a dribble in. Back off to 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆. Sees a lane and goes for the layup. That's what she's done all year long and is so good at.
Very good finish and excellent footwork to get to the rim and really reach and extend that arm on the layup.
Perkins tries to get by 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆. Needs to run the set. Perkins, it's an offensive foul. Hannah 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 taking the charge.
Perkins was running the point, and Anna DeWolf was really doing a good job of denying Fair the ball. Here's a look at the replay as we see it. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 just stepped in there and took the charge on Perkins. Perkins lowered her shoulder, and that's definitely going to be an offensive charge call when you lower your shoulder.
Offensive on the other side. Trading fouls back and forth here early. Notre Dame's got 4, while Syracuse got 3. Before we head into the bonus, final 3 minutes left in this quarter.
And as you can see here, Notre Dame is coming into the backcourt. 𝗀𝗍𝗄𝗃𝗃 Bransford just took a turn denying Fair. Now 𝗀𝗃's picking up 3/4 court to try to disrupt the flow and rhythm of the Syracuse offense.
Citron face guarding Fair. See how that matchup goes. Fair gets back to basketball. Fair gets by Citron, and that's the concern for Citron to face guard her. Doesn't have necessarily the mobility, had the little bit of a knee injury that sidelined her for their first matchup. Now has to go up against a dynamic player like Fair.
Right, and good heads-up play by Fair to put the ball on the floor and alleviate the pressure by just going to the basket and attacking the rim and finishing.
Westbeld, bounce pass to Marshall. Orange pick it up, Perkins will let it go out of bounds. Off the tip, go the other way.
Good hustle play by 𝗀𝗃 Bransford to put that pressure in the backcourt. 𝗀𝗃's got 3 points. Made a field goal from 3.
𝗀𝗃 Bransford's been fabulous. 51 points over her last 5 games. Starting to find herself here in this middle stretch of ACC play. Citron and a Westbeld coming in off the baseline. Stuck underneath. Oh boy! What a basket from Maddie Westbeld. Can't spin anymore. Just put it up over your head.
Beautiful. You know, she practiced that play. There was nowhere to go. She was facing the opposite basket. Was able to spin it in. That's something you practice as a player like Maddie Westbeld that works so hard.
Foul called against Nat Marshall.
Syracuse trying to get something going on the offensive end of the floor. Notre Dame doing a good job in their man-to-man defense. They love to run a lot of screening action for Fair. So fighting screens for Notre Dame is going to be important. And for Fair, just waiting for that play to develop off the high ball screens. And we watched them in practice today. They set a lot of those, tried to work on letting Fair go to work in the open court with the creativity and her ball handling skills.
Fair will make her 4th free throw of the day.
It was funny when 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 spoke in the interview. She said to 𝘀𝗁𝗱𝗆 after the game last game, like, when are you going to graduate?
When are you graduating?
She's just a lot to contend with. She's at the top of every team scouting report.
Fair gets it. Making a 4-point play off the free throw. That's why you got to keep asking when she's going to graduate, because she makes plays like that.
Exactly.
𝘀𝗁𝗱𝗆𝗆 pulls up for a mid-range 2. Marshall's there with the rebound. Pulls it out. 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 pulls up from the ACC logo. Can't convert. Well, he'll get numbers on her side. Working down the shot clock. Sees an opening. Fade away. Off the back of the rim. Woolley's there with the rebound. How to reset to 20. Now 15 seconds on the shot clock. Foul underneath. Called against 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆𝗆.
𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆𝗆 went over to help because 𝘁𝗏𝗏 was kind of stuck with that post player guarding the post, trying to full front deny, so 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆𝗆 came over to help. She gets the foul call. Wilson goes to the line.
For Notre Dame, they want to try and keep Maddie 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆𝗆𝗆 off the foul ledger as much as possible. Only played 24 minutes due to fouls in these two teams' first meeting. Had 16 points and 10 rebounds, though. Have to imagine if she was able to be in the game longer without as much foul trouble, could have played a factor down the stretch.
Right, Maddie 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆 just so important to this team. Her leadership, her ability to score inside out. She cannot go to the bench with fouls. She's just an integral part of both the offense and the defense for Notre Dame.
Officiating staff, Fatou Cisco-Stevens, Mark Retsch, and Crystal Apolezzi. Make sure the right players are on the court that need to be. Wilson makes her first.
Wilson's a 6-foot junior from Rochester, New York, went to Bishop Kearney High School. I hear she has an awesome gumbo recipe too.
Oh.
She loves to cook. But according to Coach Jack, she hasn't had any of the gumbo yet, so
Ooh.
she might get benched for that.
Gotta feed Coach, right? Wilson, also one of those players that came over with Coach Jack from Buffalo. Notre Dame gonna hold for the last shot if they want it here in this first quarter. 9 seconds now. Hidalgo tries to float it in off the glass, 4 seconds. Woolley will heave one up for 3, but after 1 quarter of play, Syracuse leading by 1 to the break. It's a top 25. Oh, scoring speaks to the defense of both these two teams. 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆𝗆𝗆 called for the travel. Another turnover, moving Notre Dame to 5 on the night. Fair will bring it up, leading the team with 9 points for 1 quarter of play. Areus off to Fair. Rice underneath. What a basket for Alea Rice. Hidalgo gets the layup herself.
Wide open, Syracuse transition defense needs to get in front of Hannah Hidalgo to prevent that wide open layup.
Fair works by 𝗀𝗏. Fair tosses one up, gets her own rebound. 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 back off to Rice. Our offensive rebound for this orange team. 𝗿𝗏𝗆's bounce pass down to Wood. Foul called. And 𝗿𝗏𝗀𝗆 That's the foul. Take a look at the rebounds. Not what you want to have happen here. If you're Notre Dame.
Right, the offensive boards are really hurting. We got to box out for Notre Dame and Syracuse.
quickly. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 spawns off the inbound.
𝗿𝗏𝗆 is a good perimeter shooter as well as being a very good paint presence for Syracuse. She's just a freshman, but doesn't play like one.
𝗀𝗏 has space. Bransford with the rebound. Trying to go for the hook. 𝗿𝗏𝗆s with the rebound. Push tempo. Rice, kick off to 𝗿𝗏𝗆s. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 looking for a travel. Home fan wanted. Block called against 𝗿𝗏𝗆. She's visibly frustrated at that one.
The Notre Dame defense did a good job of sliding over to help. And Anna DeWolf prevented Fair from touching the ball for the entire possession on that play. But 𝗿𝗏𝗆 fouled, so now Syracuse has the ball under their own bucket.
𝗿𝗏𝗆 now has 2 already so far. Wolf hit with the screen. Coverage of 𝗿𝗏𝗆s though. Fair, closely guarded. Heaves one up. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 tries to drive in, gets fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
𝗿𝗏𝗆's been able to just dribble up the length of the court and really attack the basket. Good heads-up play by 𝗿𝗏𝗆. Syracuse transition defense really needs to put a body in front of Hannah 𝗿𝗏𝗆 going to the bucket.
𝗿𝗏𝗆, 79.2% free throw shooter. Making the first. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 coming into this one 6 steals away from getting 100 total steals already on this young season for the freshman. Just an impressive defensive play.
Her footwork on defense is fun to watch. I know she played for her father, and I know he's proud of her, the way she plays defense. She's able to take chances to get those steals because of her quickness and recovery ability.
𝗿𝗏𝗆, it will pick one up. Has to control it, tries to get it to DeWolf. It's a foul and a push. Coach Jack not happy with it.
It almost looked like she tripped over the ball when she lost the handle. That's what Coach Jack thinks, from what I can tell, the way she's talking to the official over there.
Georgia Woolley charged with the foul. All those bang-bang plays. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 from the charity stripe.
She's at her best scoring when she can put the ball on the floor and get her rhythm. Great pull-up jumper right at the top of the key there from Maddie 𝗿𝗏𝗆, and has the crowd happy too.
Notre Dame leading by 1. Woolley scored 1,000 points earlier this year versus St. Francis as she gets fouled. That's not someone you want to foul. Georgia Woolley, we've talked about it, leading the ACC free throw percentage. You don't want to say it's going to be almost automatic for her, but you're almost giving up a bucket automatically by you putting her on the line.
She's a 92% shooter. I'd say that's pretty automatic in my mind.
How are you as a player?
I was like probably 84, but I was probably like 4th on the team.
The announcer's jinx right there is
she missed it.
Woolley misses the first.
But she's an outstanding player from Australia, and it helps Coach Jack to have two fifth-year seniors, 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 and 𝗀𝗱𝗏, that have played for her before in Buffalo.
Misses them both. Great announcer jinx. Sorry, 𝗿𝗲𝗍𝗆. 𝗍𝗏𝗱𝘆. Wilson comes down with the rebound for the Orange. Wilson. Post player gives it off to Rice. Rice. High off the glass to get the basket.
Rice is so athletic. She's able to put the ball on the floor and just kiss it off the glass.
𝗿𝗏𝗀𝗆 has it swatted away, but it's a foul coming against Wilson.
𝗿𝗏𝗀𝗆 4 of 7 from all those layups she's getting. She's got 10 points already, and she's been able to dribble through whoever Syracuse has put on her defensively.
𝗿𝗏𝗀𝗆 makes the first.
She went 6 of 6 from the line against Wake Forest in the last game. 8-time Freshman of the Week.
That's them both. She's back up by 1. Latham in the paint. Wilson can't come down with it. Loose ball. Citron's able to find herself with it. Citron on the line. Would have been a 2 if it went. Does not. Sonia Citron keeps it in play. They'll reset the shot clock. Boy, down to an open Wilson, and
great dish off there. But also, it's difficult to have help rotations when you're trying to face guard deny on 𝗀𝗏𝗆. There was no rotation because Citron was on that same wing on that dribble drive and penetrate. But good heads up, drop off bounce pass by 𝗿𝗏𝗆.
Watson's got to come out to get it. Olsen poked it away. Transfer from Oregon. Bill picked it up. Watson down low. Gets fouled. This will take us to our media timeout. Good one brewing in South Bend between two top 25 teams. They're 16-2 on the year, 6-1 in conference play. The first time that they have been that record in conference play since Coach Jack was a sophomore on the team in the Big East.
That's unbelievable, and she's done a fabulous job. They're undefeated at home. They're on a 5-game win streak, propelled by that big upset win in Syracuse, beating Notre Dame. They have a great 1-2 punch in 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 and 𝗀𝗱𝗏, but then they also have Elena Rice, who's playing well. Latham, just a freshman. She put up big numbers against Notre Dame and hit the winning bucket against Clemson in a 1-point win against Clemson. But a 5-game win streak, hats off to the job that Coach Jack is doing, building this program, and she is a program builder. She's done it before in other places. It was just a pleasure talking to her today at practice, just to hear her philosophies.
She had us ready to go. We were ready to rock and roll for Coach Jack after watching
but
her
for the running, yes, we were.
Trying to get it underneath. Now 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 gets by the screen, mid-range shot. Watson comes down with the rebound. Both these two teams we were talking about in the break haven't created an offensive system. It's just been so fast and go to the rack for both these two teams.
It really has. For Notre Dame, it's been a 1 or 2 pass offense, sometimes a no pass and then shot.
Brantford has it denied by Rice. She comes down with it. Rice fade away.
And that's where Rice thrives, in the open court. She has nice moves. A lot of these Syracuse players have excellent one-on-one moves and can just break down the defense, especially if you allow them to get going in the open court play.
𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆. High ball screen from 𝗀𝗏𝗡𝗆. Citron to the bounce pass to Watson. Lose it for a quick second. Watson able to get the basket. Coming in, getting 6 points a game for the Irish. Consistent face post play for him. Dagger three from Rice.
Rice was the freshman of the year when she played at Florida A&M, then she went to Auburn. This is her third school, and she really gets the job done on that pull-up jumper. She has a beautiful mid-range game for Coach Jack.
𝗀𝗏𝗡𝗆 trying to go underneath with it. Has it denied. Tap by Bransford. All he's able to control it. Notre Dame coming down with the rebound. Now 𝗿𝗏𝗆. Set up the offense. Ball roll out of bounds, and it will go Syracuse way.
Just hit off her leg, just mishandled the ball there by 𝗀𝗀 Bransford. And on the other end of the floor, give credit to Elena Rice, the way she's on the ball defending Hannah 𝗿𝗏𝗆. She is one of the best on the ball defenders for this Syracuse squad, and she's doing a good job of just trying to keep, on the last couple of possessions, trying to keep 𝗿𝗏𝗆 in front of her.
They're going to clear out Rice. 2 minutes to go left in this first half. Rice goes up and under. Rice leading the way with 11 points now for the Orange. Citron from the corner, got it.
She wanted that one. She was
needed that one as well.
Defense. But nailed that one from the corner. Beautiful stroke by Citron.
𝗿𝗏𝗆 with the offensive rebound. With the free lane to the basket. Marshall underneath, off to 𝗿𝗏𝗆. Citron ricochets off the iron. Under a minute to go. Bear steps back and hits it, and it's going to be the timeout for Niele Ivey and her squad to talk things over.
That is one of her bread and butter plays, that step back. She is able to create space. The ball is on a string, so she's able to create that step back and just allows her the space to get that three off over Hannah 𝗿𝗏𝗆. Hannah 𝗿𝗏𝗆 just kind of backed up a little bit, but that is her bread and butter. Her great footwork by Fair.
Syracuse are big off the boards tonight. They've been doing it all year long.
They have, and that's one of the things that they hang their hat on. They're able to, on the missed shots, just rake to the backboard, and they're able to get so many second chance opportunities, and that is really breaking Notre Dame's back right now. They have 9 offensive boards for Syracuse.
Yeah, we're plus 12 in their last meeting, something that Coach Niele Ivey talked to her team about throughout this week, saying, we gotta know, we gotta be better.
Especially in man-to-man, you have to be responsible for your person, and you've got to help the person face guarding. The person face guarding has a difficult job. They don't know what's going on behind them when they're face guarding, so it takes a lot of communication and box out responsibilities in man-to-man to keep Syracuse off the offensive glass.
Citron for three and gets the bounce.
Citron really getting in rhythm now over these last couple of games after a long layoff with that knee injury earlier in the season.
Rice steps back behind the three. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 is there. Another rebound and another basket for Georgia 𝗿𝗏𝗆.
Good job, boy. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 just kind of sitting on that weak side where most of the shots coming from the left wing are going to come off on the right side, so she did a great job of just collecting that and finishing it off the glass.
𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 tries to play hero ball and can't get it. Pulled out. Passes off to 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆. 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗆 from the lane. 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗆 loses it. Picked up by the orange. Big rebound. Ow. Citron intercepts it up to 𝗿𝗲𝗆. 𝗿𝗲𝗆, 𝗀𝗲𝗡𝗆𝗆. Citron from the corner, sees the baseline. Mid-range, can't go. Woolley. Fair, wide open. Launches one from three and bullseye.
𝗿𝗲𝗆 kind of got stuck in that screen. Citron tried to help her, but you cannot give Fair any light of day. She will knock down those threes.
Watson beyond the arc. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 sees a lane, tries to go up. Wood denies it. Ira Wood, second year as a captain. Transferred from Temple after her freshman year. Recruited by Jack back when she was at Buffalo. Wood being a Buffalo native, now finally get to reconnect.
Right, she wanted to go away for school, so she went down to Philadelphia to Temple. Now she's back with Coach Jack at Syracuse.
Citron can't hit the three. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 can't get it. Citron down with the rebound. No roll. Now Fair. Pushing up tempo. Fair rattles around. Be a jump ball called. But on the back end of the play, 𝗿𝗲𝗻 slowly working over to the bench. Olsen will come on to the court for the orange.
Here's that high pace that we talked about to start this game. Some of these players look a little winded the way this just went up and down pretty quickly.
Citron tries to split the defenders and gets fouled.
So Citron carrying up. I know we put the highlights up of her 2 threes in the first half. She did a great job at Wake Forest. She hit 4 threes at Wake, really getting her legs back after that injury and doing it at both ends of the floor. She plays so hard on defense and on offense. She's such a glue player for Notre Dame. Now 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 Fair taking a turn guarding Citron.
Now Citron honored before today's game. She's recorded her 1,000th point at UVA. Irish get a big basket. Try and cut in the orange lead. Fair steps back, trying to get by Citron. Sees an opening. Wilson underneath, tries to go up strong, but it's a rebound for Wood. Too hard off the glass. 𝗀𝗡𝗆𝗆 controls it. Gets it to 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 with the Euro. Watson and Wilson ties it up. Jump ball. Possession arrow in favor.
Good job by Watson to crash the boards, but goes back to Syracuse. And the 𝗏𝗏𝗆𝗆 is very excited behind us here today.
You think? It's pretty loud right now.
I think he's on the broadcast.
Yeah.
Notre Dame in their man-to-man defense. Citron guarding Fair.
Citron on the face guard of Fair. Shielding her from the ball. Rice tries to push past to 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆, but 𝗀𝗡𝗆𝗆's able to pick it up. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 to Watson, uneven, but makes it.
Nice touch pass by 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 and good body control on that finish by Watson.
Fair off to the corner. Foul comes, no shot. They'll be on the floor. Watson come off along with 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆. Wilson tries to go over at Marshall. 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 picks up the ball, gets bodied.
Gets bodied by two players, it looked like. Wasn't sure that the whistle was going to blow on that, but she put her head down, went right to the basket. Nobody picked her up in transition.
A foul called against Saniyah Wilson, her third. I'll have Coach Jack go to the freshman Sophie Burrows to come back on to the court.
So 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 has the ND freshman record with 94 steals coming into this game, leads the ACC in scoring, and has 15 games with 20 points or more. So she's doing an outstanding job and also leading the nation in scores or steals. So she's having a really fabulous freshman year.
Can't ask for much more out of a freshman to
You
come
really
in,
can't.
especially with cards Notre Dame been dealt, losing Olivia Miles. Have Hannah 𝗿𝗏𝗆 quickly picking back up where she was.
Right, Notre Dame's had to adapt through a lot of different injuries. A lot of good players sitting over there on the sideline on the bench.
Picked up the dribble. It's an outlet pass. Marshall, set ball going all over the place, and it's a travel called against 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆. Got stuck with a trio of orange defenders around her.
She had the ball in her hands there for a second, just moves that pivot foot. It looked like she moved that left pivot foot slightly, and the official was right there to call that travel on 𝘁𝗍𝗄. So now Notre Dame playing man-to-man defense under their own under the Syracuse bucket.
Woolley steps back, over the back, 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆
Great
called with
box
the foul.
Out. Great box out by 𝘁𝗍𝗄𝗆𝗆𝗆. She just put a body on 𝗿𝗏𝗆, so it was apparent to the official that she came over the back. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 didn't agree with that call, but it was a nice box out by 𝘁𝗁𝗍𝗆𝗆𝗆.
Irish on a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes. Bransford has to stop on a dime.
Bransford trying to get that shot up over Woolley. Woolley's 6 feet, so she's got a little bit of a wingspan. Nowhere to go. She put up a wall of defense.
𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆 inbounding, tipped away. 𝘁𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆 now trying to set something up here. Trying to get it to Citron. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆 with the shot clock expiring. 𝘁𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆.
Beautiful step back on that baseline jumper.
𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 with the steal. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆. Basket good. Emotion showing for the freshman. Notre Dame leading by 1.
And the crowd likes it. The crowd cheering on their feet. Notre Dame remains in their man, trying to put the pressure to dictate the pace for Syracuse.
Fair responds. The 2-point guard showing off. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆 off to Bransford. Good layup.
Beautiful run by Bransford to get down the floor. And good vision by 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆 to find her.
Foul called against 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆. That'll be her second. And it will take us to a TV timeout. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 passes it off to Bransford. Irish leading by 1. Hannah 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 leading the way for this Irish team in both points and assists. Nothing new.
Nothing new, and what a momentum shift for that last couple of minutes there. The game was back and forth, a little bit of a track meet that we thought it was going to be, but Notre Dame's able to get back on top with that little run in the last few minutes.
𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 able to net it home. Syracuse picks up a big bucket. Irish up until that point, we're on a 12-2 run. 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗆 gets fouled, bodies go flying.
She's used to that with all those brothers she plays with. She knows how to take a hit, that's for sure.
Something that this Irish team just can't afford is another injury. 𝗿𝗻𝗆 out for the year. Sam Prosper out for the year. Olivia Miles questionable with the knee injury. Don't have that depth of a roster as well to afford that many injuries either.
Yeah, you really have to be adaptable in your lineup when you have dealing with injuries like that. And the way Hannah 𝗿𝗲𝗆𝗽 plays, the durability, I mean, she just plays so hard on every single possession. And she plays both ends of the floor, so she has to go to the bench a few times to get a little breather with the way she plays. And both teams, I mean, Coach Jack's team plays so hard.
Yep. 𝗿𝗏𝗆, 8 from 8 from the free throw line. 17 points. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 had 32 points, a career high when these two teams last faced off in late December. Burrows stuck in the lane. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 now will pick up her dribble and get stuck, but 𝗿𝗆, with the shot clock expiring, tries to toss it over her back.
Coach Jack asking for a foul call over there. I think she feels like that was a very physical possession defensively. Hannah 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗽 just going to work on the ball handler, Perkins, on that last possession, trying to pick her pocket.
Watson trying to get it down to 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆 gets fouled by 𝗿𝗆.
Great job by 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 just pinning her defender as deep as she could in the paint and asking for the ball. She finally gets it. Goes to the free throw line where she's very effective and averaging 13 points and 9 boards.
That's Georgia 𝗿𝗆's third foul of the night to send 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆, who makes the first.
She had a concussion, Maddie 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆, on January 4th at Pitt, sat out for the North Carolina game, which was a loss for Notre Dame, but really getting back into her rhythm here. She's number 3 in rebounds per game in the ACC.
Keeps her rhythm. Free throw line to make both. Irish up by 3. Wood has it blocked by Watson. Fair is there to pick it up. Go Irish's way. Offensive look. Can imagine Coach Jack's all too happy with is just Tiesha Fair just trying to get in and just play hero ball a little bit.
Right, I think the bigger lineup, having 𝗀𝗀 Bransford, Watson, and 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆 in at the same time, is really effective right now on the rebounds and on the shot contest when Syracuse has the ball.
Down to 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆 with the rebound. 𝗿𝗆𝗆 sees Perkins. 𝗿𝗆𝗆 still in motion on the 3. Watson kicks it off to Bransford. Bransford looking to the roll of Watson, but get that out of here. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 rejects it at the rim. Citron all over Fair, but lets up the baseline. High pass. 𝗿𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 at the 6 feet stature is able to pick it up, but it's going to be a foul against 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆
that ball, got a piece of it, but then looked like she almost jumped right on top of the player on the floor. But great hustle and great tenacity on defense by Hannah 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆, the freshman. Here comes the Wolf for KK Bransford.
That'll be Hidalgo's third foul. It's an Irish team that consistent players so far in this game, all with in foul trouble. heading down the stretch, something they were accustomed to when they last played Syracuse. 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 has to heave it up. Rice is fouled.
Nice job by Rice to sneak in there for that board. She was on the weak side, just came over, got the rebound. Syracuse continues their work on the offensive glass here. Rice in there amongst the trees, but able to grab that ball. Doing a nice job for Coach Jack. She runs the floor beautifully. She has a beautiful mid-range game, averaging 11 points, 5 boards for Alana Rice.
Coach talked about, I don't know how necessarily to coach being a point guard, but I know how to coach rebounding and being a post player, and that's what I'm going to instill on my team. Everybody on my roster is going to learn how to rebound, which I thought was so insightful. And she knows who she needs to bring in as well to coach 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 in these situations as 𝘁𝗏𝗏 tries to go to the basket.
Exactly, and she was such a great rebounder herself when she played for Syracuse for head coach Barb Jacobs, and her assistant coach was her point guard. So what a special situation for her to be back with her point guard that she played with back in the 80s.
There'll be a push going the other way.
Gonna get it on Latham. Alyssa Latham, the freshman from Glenwood, Illinois. Back in the Midwest here, but got the foul call on that one.
Fouls are starting to stack up for both these two teams.
A very physical game. She first goes over the back to try to get the rebound, then just kind of knocks Kylie Watson out of bounds. They call a push. But what a job she is doing for Syracuse. She leads the Syracuse team in rebounds and blocks. She was a freshman of the week back on December 4th in the ACC, and now Kylie Watson is on the line.
Someplace where Watson could improve on the year as she makes the first, comes in at a 55% free throw shooter.
Most definitely, right. She wants to bring that percentage up. She's doing a good job right now of making her presence known in the paint on the defensive end, but needs to convert those free throws. She's averaging also close to 2 blocks a game, which is tied for 6th in the ACC. So she's making her presence known on the defensive side right now and rebounding. As we've seen throughout this game, she's got to do a job on the boards for Kylie Watson against these Syracuse players who are so tenacious, crashing the boards.
Rice tries to drive in, gets hacked at. Two shots. Now that's Maddie 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆's 4th here with 1:21 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
And that's going to have a big impact on this rebounding situation. And there she goes to the bench.
And it was the same story when these two teams played. 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 only played 24 minutes due to how quickly she got into foul trouble, and I have to imagine they're going to have to be very smart in how they want to play 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆, the senior.
Exactly, because that big lineup was really a little more effective in this 3rd quarter than it was in the first half in terms of keeping Syracuse off the glass. And they're going to keep coming. That's one of the things they hang their hat on, just getting those misses and putting them back in.
Bransford. It'll stay Irish's way.
She was wide open, so she decided to take that one. Nobody near her anywhere for KK Bransford. Not her biggest strength, but she has improved a great deal, both on the free throw line and with the three-pointer. I think Notre Dame can be a little more picky in their shot selection.
𝘁𝗏𝗏𝗆 from the elbow. 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗆𝗆 down with the rebound. Rice for 3. 𝘁𝗏𝗏𝗆𝗏 comes away with it. 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗆𝗏𝗆 picks it up, keeps the dribble. Up to Burrows. Burrows on the Euro in the layup. High IQ play by Georgia Woolley.
𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗆𝗏𝗆𝗏 and 𝘁𝗏𝗏𝗏 kind of rushed that one and just got themselves in trouble with that turnover, but 𝗀𝗏 looking to make a three there.
𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 with 2. Tie ball game. Shot clock's expired. Syracuse. Hold for the last shot. Fair.
That was a nice drop off by Fair, but a little low. But Wood just couldn't handle it, went out of bounds. So 6.5 seconds left for Notre Dame to try to get the last bucket of the quarter.
Hidalgo. Screen set by Watson. Hidalgo. Can't get it to fall. We go into the fourth, tied up. Atop. Syracuse, if they were to be able to pick up the win, it would be the first sweep of the Irish in program history for this Orange team. And if they were to win here, it would be the first time they've ever beat Notre Dame inside Purcell Pavilion.
And what a confidence boost that would be for Coach Jack. It's a tough stretch of the schedule for both of these teams. So we'll see what happens here, but it's been a tight one throughout. Tie score going into the fourth.
Ollie taking on 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 to the basket. Watson coming down with the rebound. Foul will be.
Watson now has 3 rebounds. That was a good grab there. She's got 6 points, 3 rebounds on 2 of 3 from the field. So the ball goes back to Syracuse, it looks like, on the tie-up.
Hidalgo picking up her 4th. Now Fair, high off the glass. Hidalgo now with 4 fouls, with 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 with 4 fouls as well. Huge storyline brewing down final couple of minutes, but 𝗀𝗏 trying to get the bunny, but it'll be a foul against Wood.
Great cut by 𝗀𝗏. Just went right behind the defender, had a wide open layup, just couldn't get it to fall, but then continued to attack on the offensive glass, got her own rebound. It's gonna be Notre Dame's ball with an opportunity to score under their own basket. 𝗀𝗏 to inbound.
𝗀𝗏 sitting pretty right now, only has 1 foul, have to imagine. Irish are gonna have to lead on her defensively, especially how well she's been face guarding 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 Fair. Gonna have to have her pick up the slack here a little bit with some of your best rebounders off the floor, as well as Hidalgo now.
And she is a great rebounding guard, but she also gives this team that poise and composure when they need it from a leadership standpoint.
Fair on the run, too strong, loose ball. Anybody's still going away. Wood comes down with it. 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 from the baseline.
𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 is a very good shooter from that baseline and the high post area, so you have to come out and contest her. She's able to knock that one down. Beautiful jump shot on the mid-range game for 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆, the freshman.
Marshall, too strong. There with the hesitation. They're waiting for the offense to run. Rice driving in. Marshall rejects it up to 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆. 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 cuts it back on Fair. She gets fouled. And some extracurriculars as the officiating crew will talk things over underneath the basket.
Here's 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 going to the bucket on the replay, and they just got jammed up against the backboard there. And a little pushing and shoving, which is normal in a very physical contest like this. But good job by 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 to just put her head down and take it to the basket. The 2 of them just got tangled up. 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 knocks down the free throw. She only played single-digit minutes coming in, but
makes them both.
She has 3 points now.
It's gonna be big spot for her to excel with the Irish in foul trouble. Fair, step back, Bullseye.
Fair is really getting into the rhythm now, whether she's going to the bucket or pulling up for that beautiful step back three. Swishes that one right on 𝗀𝗏.
Now a whistle come with the freshman 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 picking up her 4th foul. These fouls are just really adding on to each other here for both these two teams.
So 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝘆 goes to the bench talking to Coach Jack on the sideline.
𝗿𝗏𝗆 hooks it around Fair, tries to float one in. Anna 𝗿𝗏𝗆 finding herself here in this 4th quarter.
That was a nice floater right over Wood, who's 6'3". The fouls are
𝗀𝗏𝗏,
piling up.
her 2nd. One possession game between these two teams. Wilson pivots her way around Marshall to get the basket.
Nice touch off the glass by Wilson in there, right over Nat Marshall, who has a significant wingspan.
𝗀𝗏𝗏's fouled. Going to the hoop.
Good heads-up play to attack the basket there by 𝗀𝗏𝗏. 𝗀𝗏𝗏's got 10 points, 5 boards. She's made both free throws for the night. Shoots 96%, which leads the league from the free throw line for 𝗀𝗏𝗏. She does so many things well. She can affect the game even if she doesn't have the ball in her hands.
Now Wilson, her 4th foul. 𝗀𝗏𝗏 missing the 1st.
Here comes Burrows.
These coaches going to have to look down the bench, especially key moments.
It'll be interesting to see when Yale Ivy elects to bring Maddie 𝗿𝗆𝗱𝘆 back into the game. And now with the bigs on the bench, it'll be a little bit easier for Notre Dame to rebound, you would think, with the lineup that Syracuse has on the floor, 4 guards and a post.
Fair from the corner. Woolley is there underneath, can't get it. Wood comes down with the rebound though.
Once again, Woolley and Wood all over the glass on the offensive boards.
Crashing as soon as they see a shot go up. It's great fundamental basketball. 𝗀𝗏𝗏 with the step back. Wood coming down with it. Woolley to Burrows for the layup and the foul counted.
So 2 offensive boards down one end for Syracuse, a great defensive board by Wood, and then they run the floor very well to get the score. Burrows just came into the game. Woolley finds her underneath for a right-hand layup on the left side of the floor. So Syracuse just made a little run there.
Irish taking a timeout. They want to talk things over as a big 6 minutes brewing here in South Bend. Syracuse leading.
The warp rift is expanding. All worlds within the Calaxian.
Gorin leading all scorers with 22 points.
And she is just proving why she's been able to rack up over 3,000 points in her career, and she loves that step-back three. She's able to get into the rhythm and the flow here. She is a walking bucket, which makes a coach's job easier. You know, Coach Leggett-Jack coached her for a couple of years, made a deep run in the NCAA tournament, so she's just so happy that all of her hard work is coming to fruition here as Syracuse really doing a good job. And 𝗿𝗏𝗆𝗆 Fair, as usual, leading the way.
Burrows makes the and one, and they're one of only 16 NCAA Division I players to score 3,000 points. As she picks up a steal, gets it to Rice. Rice quickly to Woolley, pump fake, but got caught with the happy feet.
Just moved her pivot foot on that one right in front of the Syracuse bench. And that last pass by Maddie 𝗿𝗆𝗆𝘆 right to the defense. Notre Dame really needs a bucket here. They've got to settle down in the half-court set. run their plays and try to get a high percentage shot on this possession. Important possession here to make a run.
Westbeld back in with 4 fouls. And an errant throw, but it will be a kick ball. Notre Dame will retain possession. Well, it'll take a step back for 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 to inbound. Westbeld fires it over the basket. Burrows. Syracuse looking to Rice. Wood lost it. Westbeld comes up with it, has possession. 𝗍𝗏 comes away, bounces it to 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗆, tipped off. Irish will inbound.
𝗍𝗏 trying to thread the needle on that through a lot of traffic. See if Notre Dame can get a bucket here. They need a good look at the basket here. Instead, they turned it over. Good hands by 𝗿𝗏. She's so quick. She's got those quick hands, just able to knock it right off of 𝗍𝗏's leg on the side out of bounds.
𝗿𝗏 disrupting 𝗍𝗏. Burrows off to Rice. Rice stuck on baseline. It'll be a timeout by Coach Jack. Coach Jack electing to use a timeout to get her team out from under the basket.
Someone in this room stole.
Have been dominant in the 4th quarter. They're +9, the same differential right now as they saw last time these two teams met in the JMA Wireless Dome, and it really speaks to what Coach Jack talks about, a blue-collar mentality. When the going gets tough, we're going to go tough with it, and we're going to stay locked in and keep our feet present in the moment.
And they have. They just keep attacking the bucket like they did there on a layup, and they are 6 of 12 before that shot, 50% for the field in the 4th quarter, whereas Notre Dame is 1 for 6 for 16%.
How big is this possession for Notre Dame right now?
They need to score to get, they're in a funk offensively. You need to get a field goal or get to the free throw line and score here.
𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗆 tries a floater into the cylinder. It's unsuccessful. If you're Syracuse, are you trying to work down the shot clock?
I think you're trying to work down the shot clock, and Notre Dame's got to pick up the intensity on defense. They want to work the clock a little bit, see if they can get Notre Dame to foul them again, as they have been fouling too much. They need to have the discipline to play defense without fouling. Here come the Irish now.
Westbeld for 3, off the front of the iron.
The shooting woes are continuing here in this 4th quarter. Notre Dame just cold from the field.
Syracuse on a 7-0 run over the last 2:32. Ten-second on the shot clock. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 gonna clear him out. Tries to get by 𝗿𝗏𝗆. Be a foul going the other way.
Yeah, great box out by Kylie Watson. Wood just took her and almost threw her on the baseline. A good defense by Anna DeWolf on 𝗿𝗏𝗆. 𝗿𝗏𝗆 was able to get a good look at the basket. Kylie Watson, nice job on the box out, walks all the way the length of the floor to the free throw line. And the Irish really need Kylie Watson to knock these two down.
Today, Irish have been 85% from the free throw line, 17 for 20. As for Watson, she's 2 for 4.
Cannot get it to fall.
No points over the last 3 minutes and 22 seconds for this Notre Dame team. Finally, basket goes in. 10-point game, favor of the 𝘀𝗏𝗃.
Notre Dame in that man-to-man defense now, trying to get a stop on this possession with just 3.5 left.
Woolley for 3, mark it.
And Woolley's just been a steady player for this Syracuse team, 12 points and 9 boards.
Bransford underneath, Watson coming down with the rebound. Possession arrow in favor of Syracuse.
Every time Syracuse needs a big bucket, 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 or Fair seem to step up at just the appropriate times, as fifth-year seniors do, and the leaders for Coach 𝗀𝗲𝗃𝗍𝗃's team here for the Syracuse Orange.
Well, he's got 12 so far tonight. Under 3 minutes left to play in this one.
And this is a play they worked on today at the shoot-around, that double horn set, so that Fair has all the ability to just create off these two screens on top of at the elbows. And you saw the entire bench making the play call for the horns to let 𝗀𝗃𝗍𝗃 go to work. They want to use the clock, which is what Coach 𝗀𝗃𝗃 is telling her team now, to use it.
And that will do it for Maddie 𝗀𝗡𝗆𝗆. Her 5th foul of the night. Irish without her here for these next 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Fans starting to head for the exits, with Fair fouled.
As we mentioned, a tough part of the schedule for both teams.
Yeah.
Notre Dame still has to go see UConn on Saturday.
Coach Neil Ivey talked to us about it. This is as like the NCAA tournament as you can get. You have 72 hours, you have travel involved, you're seeing top 25 teams that are fabulous. You have 2 of the best guards right now in the country in Fair, and then Beckers for UConn. And you gotta play that in Gamble, a small, tight arena. It's gonna be loud and gonna be rocking on 8 o'clock.
It is gonna be rocking at Gamble, and Paige Beckers is truly back from those injuries. Had a great game against Marquette. Scored 20 or more points in the last 6 games, so she's really got UConn in a groove.
That makes them both, and for Syracuse, it doesn't get any easier as well. They have to take on Virginia Tech inside the Dome on Sunday.
Right, and then at Louisville. ACC is a tough conference this season, as it always is.
Fair walks away with it. Syracuse on a 12-1 run over the last 4 minutes. 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗆 streaks in.
And Latham and Fair just seem to have that sixth sense, that connection. That's exactly the pass that Fair made at the end of the Clemson game. And the rookie got the winning bucket for Syracuse over Clemson by 1 point just a few games ago.
Irish scoring woes continue, have not scored the past 5 minutes and 30 seconds. That could change here with a pass up to 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗆. And 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃 finally gets back on the board.
Very long time for the Irish. Can't have those lapses. There have been some lapses by Notre Dame, even against Wake Forest. They went for a 3-minute spurt where they had numerous turnovers, just too many turnovers. And that's just about focus and precision, and they weren't able to execute and get into their continuity on offense. And Syracuse is able to take advantage of it tonight.
Rice drives in, makes the basket. Talk to Coach Jack. What is this team capable of? And she said it's capable of whatever we put our minds to. We are a family, and we're gonna back each other up as 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗆 launches a 3, and it's a big one there. Try and cut into it.
Notre Dame trying to cut into this lead, but I loved Coach 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗍𝗃's philosophies. This morning in shoot-around, she talked about basketball being fun and a microcosm of life, and she really had some great philosophies that she shared with these players, these young student athletes, who are doing a good job for her running the show and getting them to 6, 7, and 1 now if they win this game in the next 30 seconds, which it looks like they're going to.
Wood. These 2 games against Notre Dame have been culture defining for the Syracuse team. It has alerted the ACC world as Citron gets a 3.
This gives Syracuse a lot of credibility, beating Notre Dame on their home floor. They got to be happy about that, and they had 3 players in double figures. Rice with 19, 𝗿𝗲𝗃𝗆𝗆 with 12, and Fair with 24. So it wasn't just the 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗆𝗃 show today.
No, it's also
a team effort by Syracuse.
11 points off the bench for this Orange team.
And how about the offensive boards? 18 offensive boards for Syracuse. And they dominated the boards 49-34, which is one of the keys on the top of Notre Dame scouting report.
Syracuse on the bench knows what has just transpired over these last 80 minutes. Shot clock off. 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 will dribble it out. Syracuse, for the first time in program history, sweep the Fighting Irish.